Hello everyone and welcome back to my opinion. And this video I'll be proving the T20 World Cup campaign of India. Out of a wide selection pool, the squad has been selected, leading to a lot of debate as to who could have been included. Names such as Natarajan and Rinku Singh, the notable omission there, I thought it'd definitely be in the side. And despite the selections where I feel at times they could have selected better, I think they've still got the squad to get to at least the semi-finals, because I feel the T20 World Cup is a competition where a lot of the time the sides have some deficiencies, and that's why I feel India, when compared to other sides, have still got a very good side. For my 11, I've gone with Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli to open the batting, with Sanju Samson at 3 and Suryakumar Yadav at 4. Shivam Dube 5, Hardik Pandya 6, Akshar Patel number 7, Ravindra Jadeja number 8, Kuldeep Yadav 9, Jasprit Bumrah 10, and based on 4, Mohammad Siraj at number 11. The reason why I've gone with Rohit and Kohli to open as opposed to Jaiswal opening and Kohli batting at 3 is because, one, how Kohli has gone in the IPL when opening the batting, I wouldn't want to demote him to number 3. And secondly, with the desired innings progression when batting in the Caribbean, where, based off what I've heard, for the first 4 or 5 overs the ball will move around and you've got to make sure you don't lose wickets. And I feel there is no better combination than Rohit and Kohli, who exhibit that technical soundness to get India through that early phase, where after that point in time you've got to accelerate. If Kohli walks out at number 3 slightly later than ideal, then in the time where he's got to accelerate, if he walks out after the power play, then you'd start feeling behind the 8 ball. This is not a criticism of the player, this is just how you've got to consider how the blueprint goes. If Jaiswal does open the batting and you demote Kohli to 3, then it disrupts the lineup around those two. And secondly, I feel with Jaiswal, he's quite a bit of a flashy player in the IPL, where he's played some good knocks, but generally he didn't have that convincing season. He found ways to be dismissed, and I feel the confidence Virat Kohli is exhibiting, I wouldn't want to demote him, and India have got that opening combination to get through that early phase. And now on Sanju Samson versus Rishabh Pant, the reason why I've gone with Samson ahead of Pant, even though both had very good seasons, is because Rishabh Pant, you've seen even when he scored big runs in a few innings, he took that 15-20 balls to get set, then exploded. And if Virat Kohli plays the anchor role after the power play, then you wouldn't want Rishabh Pant to take that 15-20 balls when that's the time you've got to accelerate from, which is why Sanju Samson is at number 3 in my side. Suryakumar Yadav has got double gears at 4, where you can bank on him to dig India out of a tough situation if an early wicket is lost. The spin hitter Shivam Dube at number 5. And on number 6, truthfully, in my T20 World Cup squad, Hardik Pandya did not make the side, Rohit Sharma didn't make the side, nor did Siraj. On Hardik Pandya, we selected him more so on reputation, and you could say it's not such a bad thing because he's done some great things for India, especially in ICC events. If he performs optimally at that number 6 role and goes far better with the ball than we have seen him bowl in the IPL this year, then this will bring a great advantage to this side, where no other side has got that kind of a player, would have that kind of a player if Hardik Pandya fires the way we know he can do. And to add to that, you've got one of India's most important players in this campaign, I feel, that being Akshar Patel, where with the way he bowls, if the batsmen try to take him on, then he will definitely get a couple of wickets. And with how far his batting has come in the last 2 years against pace and spin, he's been very good against spin, but especially against pace, how he has been, I feel India, this will only add to their advantage of having the triumvirate of all-rounders, where you've got Jadeja, has been more of a pace hitter over the years, especially off late. And I think if those 3 perform optimally, then no other side can match the strength India have got in that department. Now, the precarious point here is that Hardik Pandya, if he doesn't finish as powerfully in this tournament, then you've got Jadeja, who's more of a pace hitter. If spinners are reserved to bowl at the end at times, then you've only got Akshar Patel who can take them on. If Hardik Pandya and Jadeja are getting bogged down, then the power hitting quotient will be under question or under scrutiny if both those two fail consistently. So it's important with the bat we see the best of those two during this tournament. And on the last 3 bowlers, Kuldeep Yadav, Bumrah, and on Mohammad Siraj, with the first half of the IPL, I would have not have selected him in this squad. With the way he was going and when the squad was announced in the first week of May, I was very confused. Since then, it's been heartening to see how he's built in the latter half of the IPL. And I feel him being in the side, it's not such a bad thing as I thought it would have been during the first half of the IPL. And on form, he gets in the team ahead of Arshdeep Singh. And now in the reserves, can Yashasvi Jaiswal play in this team when you've got Kohli and Rohit opening? No, he can't. Rishabh Pant and Sanju Samson as a backup there. Arshdeep Singh, he can... I feel the only way he'll be able to play, because you have to have three seamers, the only way he'll be able to play is if you sit out Kuldeep Yadav and play him. Will they do that? Probably not. And Yuzvendra Chahal, the only way he can play is as a backup for Kuldeep Yadav, or if you sit out Mohammad Siraj and just go with Bumrah and Jim Dubey seamers and Hardik, which is a bit risky. I think this team has got the goods to make it to the semi-final. It's not as precarious as what it seemed, and if they get on a run to make it to the semis, I think from there you can back them to go on and make the final and even win the competition. They got the players to do that. Could the selections have been better in some areas? Yes, but if these players who have been picked do well during this campaign and they've got the skills to do well, then I feel it will help this team greatly. And other predictions on this season in terms of who's going to qualify for the semis, I've gone with India, Australia, and 2 out of England, South Africa and New Zealand. Probably England and South Africa, in my view, will go through ahead of New Zealand into the semi-finals. And I've gone with the West Indies, and this may be controversial because a lot of people have got the West Indies in their semi-finals list, but I've gone with the West Indies not to make it past the group stage. I feel they haven't got the bowling resources to compete against most of the sides. Even if their batting does come off, pretend you've got Afghanistan and New Zealand in their group. With New Zealand, they've got the bowlers who I feel know how to stifle this West Indies side. For example, Mitchell Santner. And Afghanistan, with the spinners they've got, and with the weaker bowling attack of the West Indies, if Afghanistan even get some decent amount of runs on the board and the West Indies have to chase the 160 kind of score, would they do it? You don't know. So I think Afghanistan can fancy their chances to get out of the group. Do I think they'll make it further than that? No. But I feel it is quite possible to see New Zealand and Afghanistan to make it out of the group stage ahead of the West Indies. So let's see how that goes. And yeah, looking forward to the tournament. I feel the warm-up game taking place today between India and Bangladesh would give us an early indication as to how this Indian team would gel ahead of this T20 World Cup campaign. If you enjoy this video, if you like, subscribe, share with your friends, remember, this is my opinion. What's yours?